Shut up and sit down.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome back once again to Vicious Rants. And of course, I am your host, Mr. Main Event himself, the often imitated, never duplicated superstar team, Vicious. And I'm going to go over Raw this was in Belfast, Northern Ireland. That's right, Monday Night Raw went to the motherland itself, Ireland. Of course, I am going to be referring to it as that being the good old Irish boy I am. But before we get into that, we got to remind everyone how we pay these funny little gimmicks called bills. So, we are WWE Shop affiliates. What that means is if you click the link in the description tab or you scan the QR code that is right there on the screen if you're watching the video, it will take you to WWE Shop. Once you are there, you make a purchase for whatever item your heart desires, whether it's one of the whether it's one of the 10-year celebration AJ Styles titles that they made, which, might I add, looks really good, or if it's a action figure, trading card, a new t-shirt, a pin, a Funko Pop, whatever. Make whatever purchase you would like, and we here at the Vicious Studios receive a small nominal commission based off of every purchase you make. So, in return, that will help us improve the show for you guys. And speaking of affiliates, we are also affiliated with the Pitbull Skull Shaver, folks. It is no surprise, I am bald. Bald is beautiful, and I make sure I stay bald and beautiful thanks to the Pitbull Skull Shaver. With its sleek ergonomic design, it slides right into my hand perfectly. It's got a built-in rechargeable lithium-ion battery, so it charges up. Wish I could have made that snap louder. Wait, can we fix that? No? Alright, well, let me try that again. It charges up, just like that. Go 60 to 90 seconds across the dome. That's all it takes. 60 to 90 seconds. I want you to think about that. You can't get that with one of them nickel and dime plastic razors you get at the drugstores. You can't get that with one of them $50 razors that cost with $60 replacement blades that come with 5,000 blades and 6 precision trimming edges on them. And here's the kicker also, folks. Might I also point out that with this, less cuts, less irritation. You won't wind up looking like you're bleeding buckets of blood and looking like you just came out of a death match. Now, you're gonna look like $1 million. You're gonna look great, and not only that, replacement blades are only needed every 6 to 9 months. I want you to think about that for a minute. You can't use the same razor blade from a drugstore for a 6 to 9 month period. You'll wind up that thing will get dull in a minute. Now with the Pitbull Skull Shaver, and not only that, this thing, it works wonders on the rest of the body. You got unsightly arm hair. Boom, it's gone. You got unsightly leg hair running across there. Boom, it's gone. You got unsightly chest hair. Boom, it's gone. And might I also add, it works down below, if you catch what I mean. A wink, a wink. Now, folks, I wouldn't put my name behind this if I did not truly believe in it. I do use this product myself, the Pitbull Skull Shaver. Click their link in the description tab. It is, without a doubt, the most fundamental tool in my grooming kit. Now, we also got to remind everyone, outside of clicking the share button and passing the show along to your friends, doing telephone telegraph, tell another wrestling fan out there about Vicious Rants, the OG way to support the show is through some Vicious Rants apparel through whatamaneuver.net. Folks, It is without a doubt one of the most comfortable shirts I have ever worn. I absolutely love it. We got two great designs talking about, well, like you always hear me say at the end of each episode, if you love me, great, and if you hate me, you know where I'm going with that. As well as the signature trademark being often imitated, never duplicated. Folks, we got t-shirts, we got tanks, we got women's tees, we got baby tees, we got toddler tees, we got baby onesies. We got shirts for all occasions. We got the shirts for the occasions. It's a perfect gift for somebody you love, somebody you hate, or if you need to get a shirt real quick to go and give to some charity organization, so that way you can hold on to that one special shirt that means the world to you. By all means, do that because it will help you out. It will help out in more ways than one. Whatamaneuver.net. Go and search for Vicious Rants. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. So, now we're going to switch gears and talk about last week via the SmackDown Rewind. But before we do, my producer Wade did also neglect to mention to me, because he's just now holding up the cue card behind the camera, that we neglected to go over and mention how the Main Event Network debuted a new series on the Main Event Network's YouTube page, The Dusty Finish. Make sure you guys check that out. It does have various contributors from the Main Event Network on the show, so cannot stress on how great that is to see that we're all getting a chance to go out there, shoot our shot, and talk our thing. You know, go and check it out once you get the chance to, please. So now that we've gone over that, let's go and talk about the SmackDown Rewind, the big highlights from last week's SmackDown. It started out with Drew McIntyre coming out, holding the title, wearing the title, getting on the mic. You know, I prayed for this, and it happened. I've gone all across Europe with this championship, and I've only got one thing to say. Screw you. Where were you? Where were any of you when Cody and his politicking were all set up against me? Where were you when CM Punk? Where were you with Roman Reigns and his bloodline kicking my ass every other week? Excuse me. Sorry. Wait, I told you to stop wearing that moose juice you call cologne. Ugh. Set my allergies off. Anyways. He's going on about that and then addresses Cody. I beat you fair and square just like I said I would. Now, I'm here to let you know there's no rematch. So if you want you want another shot at this title, you're going to have to get to the back of the line. You're going to have to earn your spot. And then after that, we hear music. Out comes Randy, by God, Orton, who comes out, says to Drew, now, you and I have had our differences and have gone at it for a good while. But I'm here to tell you, I'm not out here to celebrate and congratulate you for your win. No. I'm here to let you know I am coming for that right there. I'm coming for that title. So, I don't know about anyone else, but I'm all for Randy getting another shot and doing one last title run. You know? So, after that, then we hear Jacob Fatu's music. He comes storming down. Drew looks like he just saw a ghost. Them two start slugging. They get off screen. And then Randy's just left in the ring like, alright. So, now what? Excuse me. Next thing you know, Miz shows up out of nowhere. Wham! Hits skull-crushing finale. Thus begins the first match on SmackDown. The first of 4 Fatal 4-Way matches. The winners of these matches will compete in a Fatal 4-Way to determine who will challenge Drew for the championship at the Royal Rumble. And Randy went against Miz. Good match. Randy wound up getting the win. We also had Julia and Kiana James doing a women's tag match against Charlotte Flair and Little Miss Alexa Bliss. Charlotte and Alexa wound up getting the win. After the match, Bliss and Flair wound up getting a beatdown by Nia Jax and Lash. My big takeaway from this, though, was after the match, there was like a stare down between Nia and Julia, and all I could think is, you need to give them two some time, and they're gonna print money. Just you wait. So we also had, for the other qualifying match, it was Trick Williams going up against Matt Cardona. Trick wound up getting the win, and before people go and start saying it and throwing it out there and just thinking in a negative way, this does not mean, oh, Matt Cardona just came back to go back to being a jobber. This is the end for him. Blah, 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 blah. Go fuck yourself with a rusty fork sideways if you're going to act and think like that. Seriously. I ain't got time for that kind of bullshit. No. Because here's the thing. Just because you don't always need to win. And contrary to popular belief, here's a far-fetched thing. If you're having Guy A fighting Guy B, guess what? One of them is going to have to lose. It's natural. It's a law of nature when people fight. Aside from that, afterwards, Matt wound up getting set up with something with Kit Wilson going on down the road. So, those kind of people just annoyed the ever-loving hell out of me. We also had Solo and Damian Priest going up against each other for the Fatal 4-Way. Damian Priest wound up getting a win, but my big takeaway from this was the MFTs and the Wyatt Six still got beef and they're still fighting. So I'm cool with seeing that. We also had Carmelo Hayes doing a U.S. Open Challenge in England, but we'll talk about the geographical discrepancies on that at another day. Either way, his challenger, much to my surprise, and I don't know about anyone else's, TNA's X Division champion Leon Slater. And as cool as it was to see Leon Slater performing on SmackDown, I gotta say at the same time, it also annoyed me and drove, it just dug into me in the wrong kind of way because Leon Slater couldn't make it to TNA Impact's live debut on AMC because of visa issues. And I get WWE's over in the UK for was in the UK for SmackDown, so for Leon it was nothing more but a hop, skip, and a car ride to go there and do a match. But it just rubbed my skin the wrong way. That's all I'm gonna say at that. It was a good match. I didn't like the fact that Leon couldn't work Thursday, but oh hey, I'm here to do this for another company on Friday, kind of deal. Either way, Carmelo wound up getting a win in a hell of a match. I thought it was really damn good. Now, Chelsea Green had a match against Jordynne Grace, and Jordan wound up getting a win. Afterwards, she then called out Jade Cargill, who was sitting ringside, basically saying, now listen, Jade, honey, if you're done just walking around carrying that title, how about you come on in here and defend it against a real woman right now? And then just as Jade got on the apron and them two were jawbone with each other like blah 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 type stuff, Chelsea went to go do a sneak attack on Jordan. Jordan moved out the way and she hit Jade by accident. So yeah. Then we had the last of the last qualifying matches for the Fatal 4-Way. Ilya Dragunov, the mad fucking Russian himself, going up against Sami Zayn. Well, I don't have to tell you, it's an Ilya Dragunov match, so it's going to be real physical. And it was damn good. I thoroughly enjoyed this. Sami wound up getting the win. And after the match, Trick Williams wound up coming into the ring. hit him with the trick shot, pop knee, and then the show ended on that. So, what that's telling me is, unfortunately, Sammy is not going to win. I mean, it was an obvious Trick was not going to, but he was going to be a star in that match. But Sammy, unfortunately, is not going to, and they're going to wind up doing a feud between Sammy and Trick, which I'm cool with. But either way, let's get into this week's show now. Raw Belfast in the motherland itself in Ireland. It starts out with the ring general, Gunther, coming out and gloating, again, still just gloating, the arrogant career killer, as Michael Cole now refers to him. And as Gunther's about to go and speak his piece, do his thing, he gets interrupted by Uncle Allen himself, AJ Styles, calls him out. Now. I beat you. I made you tap. So, what say we go and run this back and do it again? Gunther just looks at him. No. No. Excuse me. I got nothing to prove. I already beat you. I'm done. AJ tried calling him out, saying he's a bitch, this, that, and the other, blah, 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 blah. And then as Gunther's about to leave, then, AJ, if you did want a match, there'd be one way we could do it. What is it? I mean, but I don't know if you'd really be up for it. What is it? It is something rather personal. What is it? And then he goes and says, you put your career on the line. Now, we already all know, for those who may not know, but for the sake of argument, let's just say a majority of those know. AJ has openly stated that he didn't want to wrestle after 50. He didn't want to wrestle into his 50s. And 2026 was going to be his retirement year. So, yeah. AJ did accept, and it is made official, Royal Rumble, Gunther versus AJ, with AJ's career on the line. I'm so nervous for this one. Oh, God. Sorry about that. Whew. Yeah. Either way, now let's get into the first match of the night. The man herself, Becky, by God, Lynch, comes on out, going one-on-one with Maxxine Dupri, who has Natayla ringside with her to help cheer her on. Nothing like having your coach who's trained and molded you into the sculpted piece of clay that you are today, standing ringside by you, right? Well, we're going to talk about that. It was a good start. Becky, she was leading into the commercial break. Some nice back and forth post-break. And the crowd seemed into it. I dug it. The crowd seemed into it. I'm weird. When I go to watch a show, I look at it from two perspectives. I look at the ring work, and I also look and see on how the crowd is. Because if the crowd's just sitting there, and two guys could be putting on a technical masterpiece. But if you got fans sitting there like this, hey, check out this video. Hey, check out this TikTok. Doing that kind of stupid stuff, then you're losing them. Yeah. But either way, match came to an end when, just as Maxxine was going for the win, going for the winning pinfall onto Becky. 1, 2, you see Natayla lift Becky's leg onto the rope. Ref catches it and then goes, hey, gotta stop, rope break. And Maxxine just like, oh, what? And Natayla with just that stone cold face on her, an expression, which then eventually gives Becky the time to go and wound up getting a chance to go and counter, winds up getting the win. So yeah. Afterwards, there was a post-match beatdown. Post-match beatdown by Natayla. Yeah. Now listen, I got nothing against Natayla. She's a great, great wrestler. Immensely talented. However, when it comes to microphone skills, she's about as well skilled as Bret Hart in the early 90s. Yeah, and trust me, that's not a compliment. Either way, next up we have Trios tag action. We got the Vision, which the walking douche nozzle, Logan Paul, Bronson Reed, and as well as Austin Theory going up against Penta Zero Mero, Dragon Lee, and Rey Mysterio. Somebody make a mark for the clock. Somebody get ready to clock this, because it is another one for the fuck Rayo meter. Fuck Rey Mysterio, man. Yeah. That one's for you, Great Brown Oak. But either way, good fast-paced action at the start. It had Penta and Theory starting it, and then it wound up going with Rey being the punching bag for a short, quick minute, and then the faces wound up getting the lead right up into the commercial break. Post-commercial break, Dragon Lee was the punching bag, with Rey getting the hot tag, clean, and then typical trios action, chaos ensued, blah, 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 car crash, mayhem, all that stuff. Match came to an end when at one point, brass knucks were trying to be introduced. Adam Pearce, who was ringside to make sure Paul Heyman would not do anything inappropriate, because we all know Mind Savior, Paul Heyman, would never do anything wrong. And started to get into Paul's face when, what is that? What is that? What are those for? And Paul just said, I don't know what you're talking. I didn't do nothing. Rey wound up picking up the brass knucks. Boom, popped Reed, and then Penta wound up hitting Logan Paul with the Penta driver, and then hit Austin Theory with the Mexican Destroyer for the 1-2-3. That was it. So yeah, Rey Mysterio had to cheat so that way his team could win. I'm just saying. Either way, next matchup, we got El Grande Americiano, which I gotta give El Grande credit, because Saturday night, he went out, put on a hell of a match with El Vikingo, with Vikingo, Odin, and AAA, which, folks, if you have not watched that match yet, go and do yourself a favor and watch it, because not only do you see Vikingo and El Grande put on a hell of a match, you also see the return of the 7-foot fucking giant Omos showing up on that show. And just, yeah, but cannot stress enough. Should go out of your way to go. If you want a quick fix for some lucha, man, AAA, CMLL, go and find Telemundo and go and watch some lucha. Even if you don't understand the commentary, it don't matter. If you just watch and pay attention to what's going on in the ring, I guarantee you'll pick up the story quick. Like that. Either way, we had El Grande Americano with Rayo and Bravo going up against, who were ringside, going up against the young OG himself, Javon Evans. Nice pace and flow with Evans getting to show off exactly what he can do. Evans was leading into the commercial break, and then everything went sour because they came back from commercial break and the match had to get called off due to ref stoppage because Javon could not medically continue. Nothing has been officially reported as of the status of or what was the injury. There's speculation that it might be his wrist, his arm, or even his shoulder. Don't know. All I hope is that he's okay and just needs 2 or 3, just needs like 2 weeks or so just to rest. That way he can get back in the saddle and come back and keep on kicking ass. So with that said, now let's get into the main event match of the night. Clarence Montgomery Punk, the Pepsi King of Chicago himself, going up against Finn Fergal Balor, the Prince, came back. And yes, I said that just the way I intended to on him, because Finn came back in the old NXT style, NXT music, NXT entrance, throwing it up for the two sweet hoots. He came back with all that. That was good start, and the crowd really, excuse me, sorry, the crowd really dug it. Crowd really loved it. They were all for it, and they were all for Balor. Like I said, watch the show. When I watch a show, I look at the crowd as well as what's going on in the ring. And man, the crowd was... Finn Balor could have swatted a fly off of his arm, and the crowd would have popped for it. He was that over like roller, man. But damn good match. If I had to go and make a suggestion for what match to watch on Raw, I am sure as hell saying the CM Punk versus Finn Balor match. It was a good match. It came to an end with Balor hitting the, or not Balor, with Punk hitting the GTS on Finn, obviously. After the match, you see Punk help Finn up, give him the code of honor, shake his hand, give him a hug as a sign of respect. You know, this guy right here, man, I tell you. And just, it was a good match. And might I add, this is also a match that could be used as a stepping stone if you wanted to break Finn away from the Judgment Day. I'm not saying I want him to. I'm saying you could use that match as a stepping stone to start doing it. But either way, that is it for this week's show, folks. So please, if you're watching the video, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the YouTube channel, go back, watch some of the other episodes when you can. Look for me on the Twitter at Tim Vicious. 99.99999% of the time on the socials, I am Tim Vicious out there. Thank you to contributor of the show, LFC Lingerie Fighting Championship. They're a little bit of wrestling, a little bit of MMA, and a whole lot of attractive women wearing a little bit of nothing. Thank you. Also, folks, do not forget to follow these cool-ass cats right here on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. DSB_IV, main event _net, the Main Event Wrestling Network account. Sergeant Curry Pants, 3 Count Thursday. D Dryer 1986. And folks, like I always tell you, much like it says on the shirt, you love me, great. If you hate me, well,
Shut up and sit down.
fuck you.